Hey, welcome! Today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, how one tiny, almost invisible choice can end up completely changing your world. We're talking about the butterfly effect. So let me start by asking you this. Just think about your day. Did you hit the snooze button this morning? Or maybe you got sucked into watching just one more video than you meant to? Yeah, we've all been there. These little choices feel like they don't matter at all in the moment, but what if they could have massive consequences down the line? Well, that's the whole idea we're digging into. So, first things first, what is the butterfly effect exactly? Okay, so the butterfly effect is actually a pretty simple but mind-blowing concept. It's the principle that a tiny, almost unnoticeable change right at the beginning of something can create these huge ripples, leading to massive, totally unforeseen results later on. Basically, a small start can have a very, very big finish. And this is where that famous saying comes from. It just illustrates the idea so perfectly. Now, of course, a butterfly doesn't literally create a hurricane. The point is that a tiny change in air pressure, something as small as the flap of a wing, can set off a chain reaction that just grows and grows, eventually leading to this massive outcome. Now, this might just sound like a cool theory, right? But it has played out in real life in some truly dramatic ways. Let's look at a moment in history that was completely, and I mean completely, altered by one tiny mistake. Picture this. It's 1914. An assassination attempt on Archduke Franz Ferdinand completely fails. The Archduke is safe, and history is moving along one path. But then, his driver makes an unplanned wrong turn, a tiny, simple mistake. Because of that turn, the car stalls, and where does it stop? Right in front of one of the attackers. The attacker can't believe his luck, he seizes the opportunity, and the assassination succeeds. And the consequences of that single wrong turn? They weren't just big. No, they were absolutely world-shattering. That one mistake directly triggered the start of World War I. We're talking millions and millions of deaths, the destruction of entire nations, and total economic ruin. Many historians even argue it set the stage for World War II. All of it, a massive chain reaction started because a driver took a wrong turn. It's just unbelievable. Okay, so that's a huge world-changing example. But here's what's so powerful. This same principle is at work in our own lives every single day. Let's bring it right down to a personal level. You know, a great way to think about this is with dominoes. You don't have to push over that giant domino at the very end. All you have to do is just gently tap the first tiny one, and it'll set off a chain reaction that topples pieces you couldn't even reach from the start. A small start leads to a big result. Seriously, think about it in your own life. Studying for just 10 minutes a day, it feels like nothing, right? But over a year, that small habit compounds into a huge amount of knowledge. It's the same with your health. One unhealthy meal won't hurt you, of course not. But one every single day for a decade, well, that changes everything. It's the consistency of these small actions that really creates the big results. So if our small choices are this powerful, why do we so often just brush them off? Why do we only focus on the big traumatic moments? Well, the answer is really in how our brains are wired. We're sort of programmed to look for the big, life-altering decisions. Changing your job, moving to a new city, that kind of stuff. Our brain tends to just file away the small, daily choices as unimportant, like background noise. But that's exactly where we get it wrong. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Success isn't about one heroic effort, and failure isn't about one catastrophic mistake. Both of them, they're the product of all the small, seemingly insignificant choices we make every single day, just added up over time. So look, if you take away just one thing today, please let it be this. Your small actions matter. They matter a lot. The choice to read one more page, to go for a short walk, to say one kind word, these are the actual building blocks of your future. And that leaves us with one last really powerful question. Knowing that the smallest push can start the biggest chain reaction, the crucial point is this. What small domino will you choose to tip over today?